Okay, my name's Andrea.
I'm Juliana. And today we're going to be talking about our eco column.
Okay, so we assembled our eco column with three bottles of water, the gallons, and then we followed all the instructions that we got on the packet. We cut them and we just assembled them.
And then we got some rocks, and we had to wash our rocks for like probably a week until the water came out clear.
Then we filtered our water through the soil and the sand, and that took us a really, really long time because it kept coming out really murky. So that took us the whole class the longest, but we eventually got it clear enough where it was safe for our fishes to live in. Okay, so then we added our fishes that Mr. Johnson bought us. We each chose one, and at first we got this little tiny. It was tiny. It was skinny. And then we put the Elodia in it, and as the days went by, it got fat. So we thought it was a girl. We thought she was pregnant. So then we changed it from a he to a girl, but then it never gave birth.
Yeah.
So maybe we just got a fat fish.
We just got fat.
Really fat. So we did.
So then we planted 5 seeds. It was a bean, a radish, carrot, basil, and cilantro.
Okay, so after we planted our bean, carrots, and cilantro sprouted. The bean sprouted the first, and it was the one that sprouted like the fastest, and that showed the most improvement. And the carrot was following it, and eventually the bean like went boom, like really, really fast. And the other ones were like kind of growing
Too fast.
Yeah, too fast. Way too fast. And we were adding 250 milliliters of water, no, 500 milliliters of water daily. And then we brought out the lamps, and that's where we went wrong. Because we're like, okay, we're gonna put it next to the lamps so it gets light.
Sun.
And then we came back
And
the next day, and they were dead.
All of them.
And it also didn't help that since our bean and our carrot was growing really fast, they were bending, so they snapped. So there was like they were dry and snapped, and it was a mess. So then we're like, okay, we're gonna replant them.
All of them.
Right?
No, we only replanted.
No, but the bean and the carrot.
Yeah.
Because we're like, the other ones weren't even they were growing really slow to begin with, so there was no point. So the bean, it was growing back, right?
Yes.
And we're like, okay, we're going to get away from the sun, and it was from the light, and it was going fine. But then it was Thanksgiving break.
Yep. And I took it home, and I thought it would be a good idea to leave it in the bathroom so I can remember to water it. But I took a hot shower, and it just the humidity. What is it?
Yeah,
It just
all
killed
that
our plants.
steam.
Yeah, the steam killed our plants again.
So then we just gave up.
Yeah.
We didn't give up. We just came to the conclusion that we just cannot be farmers. And our plants probably didn't grow as much because because on the instructions it said that you're only supposed to filter your water 3 times, huh?
Yeah.
And we filtered it more than 3 times, like 30 times.
A couple.
So I think that took away the nutrients. So I think that also affected our plants growing. And then obviously, like, we were consistent with it, and like our soil fertility, and like our pH levels, they were all consistent and like all fine. I just didn't really understand what we were wrong. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. So in conclusion,
Everything. In the beginning, our eco columns just looked like a blob of dirt and water, yet we found out that it represented so much more. So we saw how certain variables like shape our earth and keep it running. For instance, the 3 different plastic bottles, and we learned that fish poop contains certain nutrients, so that's why we were like we were taking the water from the fish and then putting it back into the plants because it helps the plants grow. And also the soil and the dirt in the rocks in the, you know how we put rocks in the beginning? Yeah, So the rocks that we put in the beginning represents the Earth's crust and mantle. And all of this, like the whole eco column, just represents the lithosphere. Did I say lithosphere? All these variables in our eco column represent biosphere.
Okay, so this is our data. So obviously, the one that that never sprouted was the cilantro, but the bean, you can see like it was the most. And then the basil, the second, and carrot was there too. So we just didn't have one that sprouted, which was the cilantro. But yeah, this is our graph. Thank you. Bye.